had that. We had that on mine. We had that on mine. I'm trying it again, y'all.
There we go.
Thanks for the link.
You're welcome.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, yes. Okay, families, thank you. I'd like to thank you in advance for your patience. We're getting better at this, and if we need to do this again next year, it's going to be seamless and flawless because we'll be experts. But I really appreciate all of your patience dealing with us in this virtual space. Gracias por su paciencia. Yo sé que cuando estamos utilizando pues estas cosas que son digitales, que a veces hay problemas y por eso quiero agradecerte por su paciencia. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Turner, Ms. Taylor, Ms. Rico, Ms. Maddox, Ms. Lascombe, and Mr. McKay for helping us put all of this together. I know that Ms. Tu and Ms. Jones and myself, we are very talented in our own rights, but we definitely needed a team to make this come together. So I want to make sure that we're expressing our gratitude towards everybody who is making this happen. And I'd like to welcome everybody. Bienvenidos. I'm so filled with pride and joy to be able to gather with all of you to celebrate these students today. Wish it was in person, but this is the next best thing for us right now. And I'm so honored to work with the staff of EnCompass Academy. Seems like we really moved heaven and earth to be able to continue the 2019-2020 school year. And you have joined us as teachers for your students. Together, we've all had to learn how to use Zoom, Google Classroom, Clever, and all of the other apps and sites that students use for their distance learning. We have new challenges to ensure that all of our students have access to the technology required for connecting them to our EnCompass culture and continuing their learning. This is the end of my 5th year as a teacher at EnCompass Academy. And I shared this yesterday with our school that in the first couple of years as a teacher, my students were affected by gun violence. And my students still found a way to come to school, and their families still persevered. The next few years, with wildfires raging in Northern California, winds brought smoke to Oakland. And as the smoke creeped in through our doors and through our windows, we still found a way to make it work. We came to school in masks, and we found a way to continue our education. And this year, got shelter in place due to a global pandemic, where we had to really change our lives in a big way. And here we are proudly at the end of the school year, completing the school year. And I'm so proud to be part of this resilient community We rush headlong toward challenges instead of cowering from them. We are a community that works together to support each other and give so much for our greatest resource, our students. To help us remember the time before COVID-19, when there were hugs and circles on the carpet, we have prepared a slideshow of precious moments from the time when we learned and laughed side by side. Ahora en español.
Queridas familias, me llena de orgullo y alegría reunirme con todos ustedes para celebrar a estos estudiantes hoy. Me siento honrado de trabajar con el personal de la Academia EnCompass. Parece que movimos cielo y tierra para continuar el año escolar 2019-2020 y se ha unido a nosotros como maestros para sus alumnos. Todos hemos tenido que aprender a usar Zoom, Google Classroom, Clever y todas las otras aplicaciones y sitios que los estudiantes usaron para su aprendizaje a distancia. Tenemos nuevos desafíos para garantizar que todos nuestros estudiantes tengan acceso a la tecnología requerida para conocer nuestra cultura EnCompass. Este es el final de mi 5º año como profesor de la Academia EnCompass. En mis primeros años, mis clases se vieron afectadas por la violencia en nuestra comunidad. Los años que siguieron trajeron humo de los incendios asoleados en el norte de California. Este año, quédate en casa debido a una pandemia mundial. Y aquí estamos. Estoy orgulloso de ser parte de una comunidad resiliente que se precipita hacia los desafíos. Una comunidad que trabaja en conjunto para apoyarse mutuamente y da mucho por nuestro mayor recurso, nuestros estudiantes, para ayudarnos a recordar el tiempo anterior a COVID-19. Cuando había abrazos y círculos en la alfombra, hemos preparado una presentación de fotografías de momentos preciosos, de momentos en que aprendimos a no reírnos, a reírnos de lado a lado.
Greetings, beautiful EnCompass Kinder families. I join you here today to mark a significant moment in your child's journey in life. which also happens to coincide with an historic moment in our human evolution as we're dealing with this global pandemic. 10 months ago, our kinders were learning names of classmates in their community. Now, kinders know the name of a visitor called coronavirus that isn't leaving our community anytime soon. 10 months ago, our kinders were excitedly exploring their new play yard options and looking at what games they would play and what equipment they would pick up and what friends they would join. Now they aren't seeing their friends or their teachers in person, and they're told on many days they can't go outside. And if they do get to go outside, you're probably having to explain to them why the play structure of the park is closed down. It used to be that you'd have to worry if you'd forgotten their jacket to keep them protected and warm. And now you have to worry about whether you have the masks for them and for you to go outside anywhere. So much has changed in significant ways. And many of these things could make people feel like the world is upside down and, or impatiently waiting for things to come back to normal. Despite what life looks like and feels like on the outside, affected by things that we can't control, there are many, many things that are within our control and that are true and timeless when it comes to helping children thrive. I know that young children are resilient. They bounce back and handle things often much better than we as adults do. I've seen it over 15 plus years of working with our kids. We see this new way of doing school and we compare it to our own many years of schooling. It doesn't feel right, it's weird. But our kinders have only known school for a little bit, and for all they know, might be how kinder's supposed to look at the end of the year. Children thrive when they have people who can attend to their worries, but who also remind them that life is meant to be joyful, that life is abundant with possibilities, and that whatever they can imagine, that whatever they talk about, whatever they show interest in, can become their reality. Children thrive when adults can show them what care and compassion looks like and sounds like, and who let them know that the story, that big changes in life can and will make them stronger and can bring communities together. Children thrive when they know that they are connected to heritage, to people, to ancestors who have gone through much greater times of unpredictability and adversity. Many of you have gone through great risks to provide your families opportunities in this country. I used to think that I didn't have a childhood because people would make reference to songs and childhood games taught in preschool and kindergarten that I didn't know anything about. That's because when kids were watching Sesame Street, learning the rhythms of English through nursery rhymes, or learning to play Duck Duck Goose, I was spending 8 months on a refugee island in Malaysia with no toilets, no running water, no electricity, no school, no solid walls or a roof for a home, no writing or art supplies, books, or toys. We had escaped our country to seek political asylum, and we did not know what country was going to accept us in. The future was unknown. So when we did get to come into the United States, I was old enough to be a first grader, but my family had put me in kinder. I had missed almost a year of schooling. So starting kindergarten in the United States was a time of learning English, learning how to eat strange foods in this place called McDonald's or the cafeteria, and learning the rules of school. Much like each of our kinder teachers, Mr. Valadez, Mrs. Till, Mrs. Jones, who who are focused on the learning and development of your babies. My kindergarten teacher made me love school. So dear community, what if we think of this time as an opportunity to build our connections to our inner voice, to our family members, and to our friends? What if we use this time to connect what really matters in the here and now, and tie our future aspirations to reflect these priorities? If you let your children know how you're using this time to find a way to thrive, they will mirror you. Take good care of yourself and your families. We will be here next year. We will do everything we can to ensure that your child has a successful, lovely, safe, and healthy year. Blessings on this day.
The African American proverb says, "It takes a whole village to raise a child." On March 13th, our EnCompass Academy Village changed with the school closure. However, parents, what did not change was your support and concern for your child's education. Parents, thank you for volunteering in our classrooms and for your continuing support, patience, and responding to our many emails, phone calls, and text messages. Among the many things distance learning has taught us is that we never stop learning. Your understanding and flexibility during this time is sincerely appreciated. And to the many brothers and sisters that help their parents and siblings navigate online learning, thank you for your help. It is with great appreciation and gratitude that we say thank you for entrusting us to be a part of your child's village. Ahora en español.
El proverbio africano dice, se necesita toda una villa para crear a un niño. El 13 de marzo, nuestra EnCompass Academia Villa cambió con el cierre de la escuela. Sin embargo, padres, lo que no cambió fue su apoyo y preocupación para la educación de sus hijos. Padres, gracias por ser voluntarios en nuestras aulas y por su continuo apoyo, paciencia y respuesta a los numerosos correos electrónicos, llamadas telefónicas y mensajes de texto. Entre las muchas cosas que el aprendizaje a distancia nos ha enseñado, es que nunca dejemos de aprender. Su comprensión y flexibilidad durante este tiempo es sinceramente apreciada. Y a los muchos hermanos y hermanas que ayudaron a sus padres y hermanos a navegar el aprendizaje en línea, gracias por su ayuda. Es con gran aprecio y gratitud que agradecemos que nos hayan confiado para ser parte de la villa de su hijo o hija.
And now we will present the kindergarten class of 2020 with their certificates.
Y ahora presentaremos la clase de kinder del 2020 con sus certificados.
Jesael Aguilera Brasino. Lakenzo Demir Buifort. Angelo Capristo. Mari Carrillo Perez. Zaire Carroll. Kai Carter Bailey. Caleb Elliott. Joseph Gallo Berragan. Destiny Garcia. Jaden Gutierrez Martinez. Nevaeh Ingram, Naomi Johnson, Cheyenne Johnson, Tassan Kearney, Mateo Martinez Bonilla, Ashley Mendoza Mesa, Izell Phillips, Isabella Rojas Ariano, Christian Scott Warren, Ariane Smith, Natalie Solis Hernandez, Esera Violetti.
Efraim Bautista Pablo, Josue Bernal Monjaras, Emiliano Buceo Funes, Oliver Calmo Lopez, Angel Diaz Morales, Eileen Garcia, Melanie Garcia, Brian Herrera Carcamo, Jonathan Jacko, Isabel Juarez Bautista, Levi Lindsay, Jacob Martinez Ramos, Allison Monzon, Alejandra Morales Casillas, Anaise Nagao Mausia, Hilda Pablo Carrillo, Eduardo Prieto Cruz, Gianna Reyes, Dalesa Ruiz Barajas, Roya Salem, Daniel Salgado Lopez, Sky Williams, Kalisha Wright,
Mohammed Abdullah, Sultan Al Lamisi, Liliana Albaran, Leslie Bautista Pablo, Alfredo Bautista Pablo, Estrella Brito Bernal, Gael Francisco Cortez Espinosa, Israel Franco Rodriguez, Mia Garcia, Ashley Godinez Garcia, Daily Jerónimo Gonzalez, Angelina Granados Flores, Alicia Lopez Juarez, Chloe Lorenzo, Manuel Maciel, Diana Martinez,
Chris Matute. And Ansel Menivar Torres. Joshua Montano Carrillo. Adrián Padilla. Christian Peña Vicente. Anthony Rodriguez Lopez. Yuseli Sanchez Lopez. Fernando Torres Buendia.
It has been an amazing year with you all, despite the unexpected pandemic that occurred. It has been an honor, a privilege, and a blessing to teach each of you. I am so proud of how far you have come in your reading, math, writing, social emotional skills, and just your growth as young, wonderful human beings. Thank you, parents, for your continued collaboration and support in this distance learning. I am excited to see your children go off to first grade. En español.
Ms. Rico?
Sorry. Lo siento. Ha sido un año increíble con todos ustedes a pesar de la inesperada pandemia que ocurrió. Ha sido un honor, un privilegio y una bendición enseñarle a cada uno de ustedes. Estoy muy orgullosa de lo lejos que han llegado en lectura, matemáticas, escritura, habilidades sociales y emocionales. Además, en su crecimiento como seres humanos jóvenes y maravillosos. Gracias a los padres por su continua colaboración y apoyo en este aprendizaje a distancia. Estoy emocionada de ver a sus hijos e hijas irse al primer grado.
Once again, thank you so much for your time and support during this unprecedented way of schooling. Congratulations, students, for finishing your very first year of school. We hope you get to enjoy your summer break, onwards and upwards. En español.
Una vez más, muchas gracias por su tiempo y apoyo durante esta forma de escolarización sin precedentes. Felicitaciones a los estudiantes por terminar su primer año de escuela. Esperamos que disfruten de sus vacaciones de verano. Adelante y hacia arriba.
I'd like to make another appreciation. I see that Ms. Frazier's here with us, and I wanted to thank Ms. Frazier for helping our students, trying to help them with their literacy skills. I know that she worked really hard to try to continue that through distance learning, and I love that our students have a safe place to be with somebody who I know really cares about them and that they trust. So, Marquita, thank you for helping our students. And before we leave, I think I want to hear some applause for our students, because that's one thing missing from our ceremony right now. So if you can come on and just give a little bit of clap for our students before we go. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us and being patient and being brave. You know, we're going to remember this for the rest of our lives, and hopefully things like this will help us to have fond memories.